What is up? Welcome into your daily Buckeye Blitz for a Tuesday. Tuesday, December 20th, 2022, 2020. Oh, today we're going to take a break from recruiting talk. I need a mental break from that. Wednesday will be all about that life, I promise. We'll see who's signing, who's not signing, who's staying, who's going, who's whatever. Today, I want to talk about, I'm Joe from the Buckeye Cast. I'll just forget that. You guys should know by now, right? Come on. All right. Let's talk CJ Stroud and his legacy. He has one last shot. One shot, kid. One shot to cement his legacy. One more page to write. One more chapter. All the cliches you can think of. So I want to talk about CJ and what he's done, what he hasn't done, and what's left for him to do, really. All right. Let's hit it. So starting off, CJ is not a system quarterback. He's not just a system quarterback. Yes, he's in a system that's quarterback friendly, that throws the ball around a lot. They also run the ball a lot too. So let's keep that in mind. And yeah, having 5-star wide receivers to throw to does help. But yeah, that somebody has to get the ball there. These guys aren't throwing the ball to themselves. Martin Harrison, great receiver. JSN, great receiver. Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave. But they're not throwing it to themselves. Somebody has to put it on them. So I don't want to hear that shit about system and 5-star wide receivers. CJ is a great quarterback. He is a great distributor of the ball. All right. 22-3 as a starter. Are you kidding me? That's fucking insane. Show me another quarterback that's that consistent is a winner, And I know everybody's saying, oh, he won't run. He won't run. It's not his job. Sure, it would be nice, but it doesn't mean he's not tough. Doesn't mean he's soft. I disagree with that entirely. So let's look at his resume. Like I said, 22-3 as a starter. He's completed nearly 70% of his pass attempts in his career. 796 pass attempts, by the way. That's, not just a few. He's thrown for 7,775 yards, 81 touchdowns, only 12 interceptions, 12 in 2 seasons. Jesus. He's number 2 in Ohio State records in career passing yards, completion percentage, and touchdown passes. Number 2 in the fucking school all time. He's number 1 in Ohio State history at 300-yard passing games, 400-yard passing games, games with 5 TDs, games with 6 TDs. What's that? That was 6 TDs. He's won the Big Ten Offensive Player of the Year and Quarterback of the Year, back-to-back seasons, Heisman finalist twice, been to New York, Davey O'Brien finalist, Maxwell Award finalist this year, multiple All-American teams as a second-team quarterback. The guy has a resume, that is in line with some of the all-time greats. But we know, on the flip side, as a Buckeye, you're judged by national championships and how many times you beat the team up north. And he hasn't done that, either one. Lost to Michigan twice, hasn't been to Indy, hasn't played in the conference championship. Last year, they missed the CFP entirely. Had the big Rose Bowl win, in comeback fashion, dramatic fashion. But not really something you're playing for nowadays anyway. So did make the CFP this year. And again, that story is yet to be written. The countdown is on. I feel he has proven that he can bounce back from adversity and show up in big games. He did it last year against Michigan, even though it was in a loss. Look at his numbers. Look at what he did in that fourth quarter. He led scoring drives back to back with 7 and 8 completions in those drives. The defense, you got to remember these games. People like to point the finger in the wrong direction, man. The defense let us down 2 years in a row. 2 years. All right. Okay. I'll listen to the argument that second half of the Michigan game this year, the Ohio State offense was stuck in neutral. Yep. I put part of that on CJ and part of that on Ryan Day. Ryan Day had to stick up his ass, and I don't know what he was doing calling plays. I don't know. I'm at a loss. Anyways, he was wound up way too tight. So this is what we got. This is going to be CJ Stroud's toughest game of his college career. So toughest game, toughest opponent. Forget Michigan. This Georgia defense makes Michigan look like baby shit. All right. But this Georgia defense, trust me, we're going to talk matchup all next week leading up to the game, I promise. But this week, I'm just talking CJ legacy right now. So this Georgia team we're going up against, though, is the 51st ranked passing defense. They give up 215 per game through the air. Okay. So the question is, will Ryan Day dial up a more aggressive game plan, deeper pass routes, deep shots, stretch the field? I don't think you should stretch the field horizontally. I think you need to stretch it vertically, work the middle of the field, things like that. So will Coach Day dial up an aggressive game plan similar to the Clemson games of 2019 and 2020? We had it rolling then, and we were hyper aggressive. So to finish up, Stroud, if he can pull this off, beat Georgia, then go beat Michigan for a national championship, that's an all-time great in my book, hands down. Beat the current national champs, one of the best defenses, one of the best teams in the country the last 2 years, beat them in their backyard, no less, then move on and spank Michigan for a national title. Forget the Michigan losses. That is an all-time great Buckeye. All right. That's all I got for you. I will talk to you tomorrow on National Signing Day. Right. Go Bucks.